consciousness. Ooh, that's fun, right? That's where it gets really fun. So, this morning we want to talk about that. We want to talk about conscious creation. We want to talk about why things sometimes go how we want and sometimes why they don't, and what's all that about, and how can we be open and welcoming and accepting to all of that. Melissa?
So, what we expect is what we get, right? You've heard this if you've come here before. So have you ever noticed that you have a friend, maybe I'm the only one, but who kind of has this like belief system, this sort of dark cloud that travels over them? I always think of Pigpen with his little cloud, but over their head, right? They just think the world doesn't like them and things are hard. You hear them say things like, well, it figures that would happen. It figures they would do that to me. Or things like that, right? Because they're assuming bad things are going to happen. And have you ever noticed that those people are unlucky? They just seem like they're cursed somehow. Like you really, like I know some of these people and I'm like, well, actually I have to say, life is hard on them. Maybe it's personal. Right? So they're like unlucky people. And then I know you're here, so you know at least one person who lives through their life and they just know everything works out for me for the best. Everything's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Even if right now I'm in suffering or whatever, I know that life works out for me. Life is good to me. Life supports me and loves me. And things are good in general all the time. And you ever notice those people have sort of a charmed thing happening? Like life seems to kind of work out for them. The magical things happen to them. Like they could be on a bus and everyone could get sick, but they're not getting it, you know? Right? You know these people? Anybody? Okay, good. So here's the thing. I was one of those unlucky people. Like way bad. You wouldn't have wanted me up here. You might not even have wanted me in the room, really. But I was one of those people. And now I have to say, I have a charmed life. Like, life is really good to me. Really, really good to me, in general. Now, I'm not saying things don't happen. People don't die who I love. Bad things that, or not even bad things, because I wouldn't call them bad today, of course. I would say challenging things happen that I need to be present for, things like that, right? But basically, I live a charmed life. Like, what the heck happened? Well, one thing that happened, just to start it off, is it just so happens, it's so fun to say this, today is my clean and sober birthday 27 years ago. Thank you. I say thank you, but I'll tell you, it wasn't me, but thank you. And so 27 years ago tonight, last night, I was thinking about this last night as we were getting ready for bed. 27 years ago last night, I know what I was doing. I was crying my eyes out between hits because I did not want to be doing what I was doing in that moment. That doesn't happen to me anymore, right? Okay, so how did that happen? How did I go from this like mopey, sad, suffering, wimpy thing to this? Reverend Dr. Melissa Phillipe, right? So, I know it's just titles, but, you know, it's kind of fun. So how did that happen? Well, how that happened is one prayer at a time. One prayer at a time. So, here's the thing. We are in Centers for Spiritual Living, right? That's the name of this movement, this thing. We all drank the Kool-Aid. That's the thing we're in. The thing is that one of my favorite things about this movement is our prayer, the way we do prayer. We call it prayer treatment because we are treating conditions, right? Okay, so prayer treatment for me through the 24 years, do the math, 3 years sober, I found this, right? Oh, can't ask. It's anonymous. But I know a lot of us have had that. So 24 years of doing the prayer, it's evolved for me and shifted for me. And so what I'm going to share with you this morning is my favorite current, actually, it's about 20 years old or plus, but still my favorite practice with prayer treatment, okay? Because it's evolved for me. So how many of you are intimately familiar with the 5 steps of prayer treatment? Okay, great. That's awesome. If you're not, take a class. You won't be sorry. And I'm going to just review the 5 steps really quick for you so that for the sake of the conversation, okay? So step 1 in the 5-step process for us is acknowledging, like you heard in our prayer this morning, that there is only one thing happening. There is one divine, we say it's divine, there's one energy. Quantum physicists say this all the time now. They don't use the words that we use for it, but there's one field everywhere present, in matter and not in matter. So it's the same thing. Sometimes it's a wave, sometimes it's a particle. That's the quantum physics terminology. But it's always the same thing. There is one thing. We call it spirit, some of us. Okay? That's step 1. Step 2 is, if that's all there is and it's everywhere present, then it must be right here. Oh my God, hi. Sorry. Excuse me. Diverted. An old friend just came into the room. Then if spirit is everywhere, all present, then it must be right here. It must be that is what I am made of. That is who's talking. Yeah. So that's step 2. Step 3 is the step in which we claim what we are praying about. The reason you are called to prayer, the reason you are praying and you want some shift, that's where that goes. And I'm going to come back to that. Step 4 is gratitude. Gratitude for what? Gratitude for the answered prayer. Gratitude for spirit making this transformation happen and creating the newness, however it shows up. Right? Step 5 is releasing it, giving it back to that quantum field or spirit, whatever you call it, however we name it, giving it back so that we don't hold on and try to make it happen ourselves. Anybody ever? Yeah. So I let it go every day, over and over. I have to let it go. So that's step 5, okay? So I used to call this treatment with a twist, but it was too complicated because it had 2 names. This is the oh my God practice. Here's why. When we do this kind of prayer, what they have found is that the way to expedite the manifestation, the way to have the answered prayer come faster, is to deeply feel the prayer. In step 3, when you are claiming, when you are saying, I want a change of consciousness, then it's going to allow me to let go of this experience I'm having of mucky, yucky, ickiness, and I want to feel awesome, or whatever it is that you're praying about. When you embody, physically feel the feelings of having the answer to your prayer already, what they have found is, quantum physics again, we are vibrational beings. We put off a field that is attractive. So when we feel, oh my God, I already have this thing, it's so awesome, I can hardly believe it that it's so good, we are putting out an energy field that brings that experience, the actual experience that's at that point in the future caused by external reality. You're with me? It brings it faster. It makes that happen faster. Goes from a fantasy to a reality quicker. So, knowing this, I kept sort of studying myself in my meditation and prayer practice, in my morning practice 24 years ago. And what I realized is, for me to feel, to access the feelings, because I was praying sometimes for things that were like, I can't I can't get there. It was really hard for me to imagine having that in that situation, right? So what I did was I got aware, well, what is it I will say to myself? What is it I will be thinking out loud in my own head? Because we all do that. I think I'm not the only one. What is it I'll be thinking when I have that thing? And so I came up with one phrase that summarizes, and guess what it is? Oh my God. Because, right, if you imagine having your dream come true, one of the things that happens is we say, one of the things I say certainly is, oh my God, this is better than I could have imagined. This is better than I would have ever made up or fantasized, right? So for an example of this, we have Z. Egloff.
Yes. Okay. So it's really cool because I've never actually told this story, shared with the congregation before, and you guys are the first. It really fits because of the love energy here. So about 9 years ago, on a Wednesday night at Centers for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa, I went to hear a talk by this person named Melissa Phillipe. Maybe you've heard of her. She's kind of woo-woo. She just talks and music and stuff. Yeah. So I had never heard Melissa, never met her before. I go to hear this talk, and she's talking about this very thing she just talked about, this practice, the earlier version of the Oh My God practice. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, because at that point I had been doing affirmative prayer and affirmations for a very long time. I was a good little manifester. All kinds of things had come into my life and actualized because of work in it, except for one area. And that was the area of relationships. Ever since I first embarked upon the rocky road of intimate relationships, I had all kinds of challenges, we'll call them. The first one was figuring out my sexual orientation, so that was fun. That took a while. Then, once I got clear on that, gay, I had the next one was, so I had this pattern, I don't know if you're going to be able to relate to this, but I had this pattern of being attracted to unavailable people. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, it looks like this. You find me attractive? I do not find you attractive at all. You don't care about me? You ignore me? Oh, I find you very, very attractive. That was the pattern. It was not fun. So then, I'm hearing Melissa give this talk, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to apply this idea to relationships. Now, at that point, 9 years ago, I had been doing a prayer, an affirmative prayer about relationships. And the minute I started doing that prayer, it started flushing out all the gunk, you know what I mean? So what was happening was I was attracting to me what was in my consciousness at the time, which was attraction to unavailable. Basically, because I was unavailable, really. That's what that's about. It's the consciousness of unavailable. Yeah. So Melissa's talking, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this idea of more amazing than anything that I can imagine. Because what I can imagine is getting me something I'm not really digging, right? So this idea of beyond, letting spirit do it, letting spirit have the idea, beyond my wildest dreams, bigger, more amazing. And it's this incredible co-creative process. Because I'm saying, Spirit, you take it, right? You make it more amazing than anything I can imagine, but I have to do my part. I have to do my part. I have to pray. I have to meditate. Whatever it is, it's a co-creative process. So it's a very exciting idea. Now, I'll also say, hearing the talk, I thought, hey, this Melissa Phillipe person is pretty cool, right? She's really devoted to spirituality, as I am. Her sense of humor is smart-aleck. I like that part. She's really creative. She has a whole creative practice. I dig that. So the whole thing is like, wow, she's really exciting. And so I go up to talk to her afterwards. I'm all excited. She doesn't know who I am, but I'm all excited. And I'm chatting about, she had a stole that she had specially made, and I'm talking about that. Now, she only remembers that this kind of weird person came up to her after the talk, chatting excitedly about her stole. So that was the extent of our first meeting. But I leave there, and I'm all charged up to do my new practice. So there I go. I'm applying the Oh My God practice to relationships. And it was going really well, I gotta say. There was one thing that was kind of interesting about it. So when I'm doing my practice, oh my God, relationship beyond my wildest dreams, I had a specific picture that came in my head. It was a woman with short, blonde hair. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not, this isn't outlining though. Outlining when I have my specific idea of how it's gonna go and I hold onto it really tightly and that prevents anything from happening. No, I'm not outlining. That's not what I'm doing. I'm open to the divine's idea, and this is the divine's idea that has come, it's showing me, right? Short blonde hair. I'm not outlining, I'm psychic. I'm profoundly psychic. That's what's happening. Yeah. So about a year after I first heard Melissa talk, I go to something called Woman Spirit. It's a women's retreat, and Melissa is there, a mutual friend of ours. Told her she should come talk to me because I was about to have a book published. Melissa was interested in that, so we talked there. It was great to talk. Soon after Woman Spirit, another mutual friend of ours said, hey, Z, you're just starting to play piano again. I'd been trained classically, but I didn't know contemporary music, so you should go take some lessons with Melissa. So I did. We had 2 lessons, and on the second lesson, after the lesson was over, we talked for 4.5 hours. Yeah. At the time, neither one of us realized what was happening. We did not realize that we were falling in love. I mean, she thought she was straight, and I was going to be getting together with a woman with short blonde hair. So, it was not her. So 2 months went by of us just amazed that we had met this, our new best friend. We said right away, I've met my new best friend. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, that should have been a clue, right? Oh my God, so amazing. 2 months in, we both wake up to what's going on. Oh. And now, here we are, almost 8 years later, and it is a relationship for both of us that is more amazing than anything we could have imagined. And it was totally outside our ideas, right? Thought she was straight, short blonde hair person, right? It was outside. But it was also answered prayer. I had been working my prayer. And she had been working her prayer too about a relationship beyond her wildest dreams. So it was answered prayer. Now, what about this short blonde hair thing? Well, here's what I think now. I think that idea actually was planted by Spirit. Yes, it was outlining, but I also think it was planted by Spirit because I had that so firmly embedded in my head, I was tricked. I was tricked because that allowed me for the first 2 months to not get what was going on and to really allow myself to, no games, right? No games, no unavailable, none of that stuff. I bypassed that because I just thought that this was my friend and we're talking about all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But no, it was answered prayer. So that is the power of the Oh My God practice. Yeah.
Talk about beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, definitely outside of what I was picturing. So this practice comes with a warning label. You won't necessarily turn gay if you're straight.
Not necessarily.
But it could happen.
It could happen.
I'm just saying. And if that were to be true for you, if you're doing the prayer that we're talking about, it would be more amazing than you could imagine, just like it is for me. So, Would you like to experience the practice? Briefly. This is a brief version. So what I'd like you to do is uncross arms and legs, sit like we're going to do a meditation, and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and bring to mind something, some one thing in your life that you would like to shift. Just one thing. Anything else you can do later. One area, one experience, one relationship, whatever it is, that you would like to have your experience of it be different than it is right now. Good. I'd like you to bring to mind what you would like your experience to be. Now, I'm not saying what you would like the details to be. I'm saying what you would like your experience to be. So keeping it over there where you are, when you have your dream come true, whatever you think all those circumstances would be to make it be your dream come true, what will it feel like to you? How will that feel in your body to have it be more amazing than you could imagine? A solution that clearly is the divine, because you would never even have come up with it, because it's so good. Feel what you feel like having that. Just imagine that you already have that. It's already handled, and oh my God, is it good? And while you hold that experience and allow it to expand in your emotional, internal, visceral experience, repeat after me. Oh my God. Keep it in mind. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is way better than I could ever have imagined. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, I would like you to imagine that you are coming to church here, and this thing has shifted for you. So I'd like you to hold that feeling and that experience and open your eyes and look at your neighbor, any neighbor, and go, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, stand up, hands in the air. Woo! Oh my God. 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 Amen.
All right. So for our congregational song now, we're going to ground all this energy in our bodies. I would like you to echo me again, but now we're going to add moves. I think they're ready for moves, don't you think, Melissa? Yeah, okay. You're ready for moves. All right. No, you can sit on this one, actually. Yeah, it's easier to see if we do that. Yeah. Okay, so here's how it's going to go. Clarify. Magnify. Okay, now this one's, I'm going to say occupy, and then you're going to say occupy
your faith.
So occupy.
Occupy your faith.
Great. Glorify.
Glorify.
Testify.
Testify.
And this is the same way. I say fortify, and you say fortify your faith. Fortify.
Fortify your faith.
So let's put it all together.
So stay with me. Yeah. After her, with me.
People always want to do it with me because I'm so cool.
You are so cool.
But it's actually an echo. It's a give and take kind of situation. Okay, so let's do the whole thing again. So I'm just like, yeah. Clarify.
Clarify.
Magnify.
Magnify.
Occupy.
Occupy your faith.
And then you gotta glorify.
Glorify.
Testify.
Testify.
Fortify.
Fortify your faith.
You got
yeah,
it.
very
Got
nice.
It. Yeah.
There's also a singing part, and it goes like this. Echo. I mean, you're going to do it with me when we actually sing it, but to learn it, or you're going to echo. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. That's it.
That's it. You got it. I think we are ready.
All right.
So, patience. Patience is a virtue.
Fortify, fortify, fortify your faith. Fortify, fortify, fortify your faith.
When I was a child, a little baby child, I didn't believe in nothing. Faith is for suckers, I told myself.
Yeah,
people who
yeah.
are weak, people who need help. But all around me,
yeah.
everyone would say, you gotta believe,
You gotta pray.
Believing in nothing
No,
ain't no
no.
way. Here's what you gotta do.
Every day.
You gotta clarify,
Clarify.
magnify,
Magnify.
occupy,
Occupy your faith.
and then you gotta glorify,
Glorify.
testify,
Testify.
fortify.
Fortify your faith. Oh yeah, you got to fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Yeah, yeah. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Time went on and I grew up.
Time
I
went
started
on.
to question. I said,
Yeah.
what's up with the world,
What's
the
up?
universe, and how things
Yeah,
work?
yeah.
Why am I here?
What's my worth?
I started to notice synchronicities and a power
Synchronicities.
beyond what I could see.
I could
Next
see.
thing I knew, I heard Spirit say, here's what you gotta do.
Every day.
You gotta clarify,
Clarify.
magnify,
Magnify.
occupy
your faith.
Then you gotta glorify,
Glorify.
testify,
Testify.
fortify.
Fortify your faith. You got to fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Yeah, yeah. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. You can do it. Make it stronger. Pay attention. There's no need to wait. Fortify, 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 fortify your faith.
Now I know, now I see.
Now I
Faith
see.
is so much bigger than me.
bigger than
it starts
me.
in the heart
Yeah,
and grows
yeah,
and grows.
yeah.
Where it stops,
Nobody knows.
So if you're down,
If you're blue,
remember that Spirit is bigger than you.
bigger
Let
than
it hold
you,
you, mold
yeah.
you, take you, shape
Oh,
you.
yeah.
And here is all you have
All you
to
gotta
do.
do
You gotta
is
clarify,
clarify,
magnify,
magnify,
occupy.
occupy your faith.
Then you gotta glorify,
Glorify,
testify,
testify,
fortify,
fortify your faith.
Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta clarify,
clarify,
magnify,
magnify,
occupy your faith. Then you gotta glorify,
glorify,
testify,
testify,
fortify,
fortify your faith. Come on, you got to fortify, fortify, fortify your faith. Yeah, yeah. Fortify, fortify, fortify your faith. Sing again, you got to fortify. Yeah, fortify. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Fortify your faith. Thank you.